My upload today, while healing from medical negligence, while healing from medical negligence and while healing from bodily integrity damages that commenced when I became a mother, while healing from these offences that the Medical Council have been made aware of and the State Ombudsman that has been made aware of also, the issue of individuals that have been of repeat offences in my proximity. Now, I'm in a building of 4 apartments. There's an apartment below me and there's an apartment above me. There's 2 apartments above me, if I'm correct. And I find it really, really questionable that the DPP, the Department of Justice, are all aware of my circumstances. I have followed procedures with regard to the matters being caused for me, and I have also a very clean track record. Now, as I've mentioned, as a universal light worker, there's a few issues as a spiritual sentient being, individuals taking liberties and, exploiting for their gains from my work. Now, as I mentioned, in 2018, I commenced very, very arduous work with regard to my humanitarian endeavours and ambitions for society, culture, sociology, and heritage. The fruits of my work that commenced in 2018 became apparent in 2019 and thereafter. Now, in the meantime, here in 21, there are individuals claiming to have rearranged society. They haven't done anything except disturb the peace and cause discomfort and have been of defamation and stuff. So this is all very serious, what's going on. And I find it really exceptional that there have been establishments and agencies that have utilised for my purpose and have taken advantage and offended my good name. And they've skipped a few hoops and loops, and they've accommodated very serious fraudulence and identity theft. So as a humanitarian that has helped at home and abroad, I find it really serious that any professionals or politicians that are in enough trouble as it is for disrespecting my royal patronage and my royal bloodline, but for disrespecting my privacy and my child and my purpose and my property in Ardfart and Claflin and my matrimony. So it's all very dangerous, the circumstances that have been occurring, and they've really disrespected the system, and they did so when they started with illegalities and bad behaviours and actions and thoughts and words, which caused all of these problems in the first place. So at the moment, the further disrespect to any new progress or new system in the current times is a repeating habit, it's a repeating behaviour, it's repetition of an insane procedure. So when you're repeating bad behaviours and getting the same bad results, they call it insanity. I represent sanity and sobriety. I'm a recovery advocate, I'm a peaceful citizen, and I am experiencing circumstances that are abhorrent. So I have concerns for the future women of the world. When individuals are violating my proximity and communicating in my midst matters that they have no right to be discussing. So those in communication bubbles violating the laws that be, which are quite important laws, those disrespecting those laws are risking the future again. Now, they have been disrespectful since 2017 when they damaged my role as a mother. My child is very precious, and it's common knowledge the harm my child was exposed to. Now, it's bad enough that I'm experiencing current offences with individuals in my proximity and slandering and threatening my safety and obstructing justice. These people shouldn't be in my proximity. There aren't any individuals that are lawfully discussing any matters with regard to my personal life, which is peaceful recovery from doctors not doing their jobs properly. So there's a lot of issues going on with individuals not being good human beings. Bad behaviour is very prevalent with identity theft and individuals taking credit for work they haven't been doing. And that's really, it's very childish, it's very sad, it's very immature, it's not very professional. So I'm very critical at the moment, and rightly so, and justifiably so. I am fully entitled to be very critical. I've worked very hard all my life, and I don't appreciate strangers just walking in, trespassing onto my property and slandering my good name on behalf of fraud. So the individuals that are in my proximity, the DPP, you've had a heads up, and the Department of Justice, you've had a heads up for the past 2 years. And I'm wondering why my royal patronage and royal bloodline is being jeopardised by individuals that are not respecting the Constitution or the country or the democracy. So with regard to treason, these offences are all very dangerous, and there has been nothing adequately acknowledged or resolved from the offences I'm experiencing, and that's not very sensible. That's not safeguarding anybody. That's not safeguarding the culprits that have imposed upon my child and I. That's not safeguarding anyone. So it's all very serious when people are messing around with human rights and constitution and children and families and matrimony. My matrimony of 2015 is very important to me. So the individuals that have taken liberties with discussing my marriage and my child with no right or remit are really embarrassing the pillars of society. So these are things that are happening. People are being very cheeky with sacred, my sacred light body, my sacred light fragments. Those kind of sacred fragments of my spiritual experience that no one else is in a position to take claim or authority or credit for. They're all very expensive commodities that have been abused and disrespected. My child and his innocence, his upbringing is inestimable. He was exposed to harm because of incompetence and negligence. So these are kind of failures and failings that aren't easily compensated for, and repeat offences aren't exactly intelligent behaviours. So this entire situation with regard to people being cheeky with other people's belongings and discussing matters that they shouldn't be discussing, it's all very rude and crude, considering I've been experiencing these people's slander and cheap talk since 2006. And they have been of cybercrime as well, I might add. So I'm wondering where the Department of Justice and the DPP and the European Court of Human Rights are on these matters. I'm a private person. I don't like having to experience other people's ignorance and bad manners. So the individuals with bad manners and no courtesy, intruding and imposing, they're really not helping society and progress. So it's all about boundaries and limits and frontage and parameters and acres in Tralee County Kerry, with people trespassing into my personal property and privacy without any embarrassment for the publicity they've been causing. And that's just my upload today, with the sad sign of the times when people don't respect the systems and the powers that be.